Hello, Michael. This is Miles at Subsplash. It was good talking to you earlier, and as I mentioned, I'd get some info. I figured the best way to do this would just be to record kind of like a screen share here and walk over all the details of what it would look like to use Subsplash One for the churches that you partner with, as well as some of the details of legacy versus Subsplash One Fluro and migrations and all that. So that's all included in this recording. And so I'll start just by sharing just kind of the details of what's included in Subsplash One. And so Subsplash One, as you can see this graphic here, includes essentially, for the most part, everything on our platform, including Fluro. Now, we call it Fluro Lite. In comparison to Fluro Legacy, I'll talk in a little bit more detail of what some of the differences are there. But Subsplash One includes everything from your own branded app for your church. It includes a website and or our embeds for all of our different tools that are listed below, as well as our groups and messaging tools, great for in-app messaging and communications, as well as all of our media tools. The one part when it comes to Subsplash One that's limited is live streaming and of course giving. So giving is only available for North American countries, and live streaming as well. Now you can utilize like simulated live streaming with Subsplash, but real-time live broadcasts are operating off of servers that are North American based, so it just wouldn't be the best experience for overseas countries and churches using that part of the platform. Everything else, so Fluro is included, as well as I'll show you how we have developed Subsplash and brought Fluro together with Subsplash within the dashboard, which is what I'll jump into next. So this is what the Subsplash dashboard looks like. You see this little section called management. This is where we've really consolidated Fluro, and I'll jump over there in a little bit. But everything else is managed within one central dashboard. So you have everything from your media and podcasting to media storage to one of the things that we've developed from Fluro into Subsplash. So what you'll see is a common theme of we're wanting to interweave both platforms into one, right? So we have Fluro, we have the Subsplash app platform, right, which is everything that you see here minus management, and we want to bring those two together, right? We want to build products that are cohesive, and so with this, there are some growing pains, obviously, for clients that are using Fluro Legacy, but we think this is a better long-term route to go and to create one true all-in-one platform as opposed to fully integrating both sides. And so part of that is you have events. And so what we've done is we've essentially built a new check-in system and as well as event registration system that pulls directly into the Subsplash app platform side of things. And a big reason that we did it this way is so that all these tools and features seamlessly integrate into your mobile app. So for the end user, if you create this event and you publish it and turn on a registration and turn on a check-in, people that go into your app will be able to see essentially that event and sign up for that event directly inside of your app. So if I click, register now, cool, I can, register for this event and even pay for this event in some cases right inside of the mobile app. And so just making that a better experience. Same with child check-in. We basically rebuilt this to include things like AirPrint and pre-check. Which is really cool. So for example, like inside of your church's mobile app of Subsplash, everybody can create their own personal profile. And this is where they'll be able to see a lot of different things. So I'll show you a little more detail of like volunteers and stuff like that we built into this. But one of the things when it comes to child check-in is parents can pre-check their kids and so it gives them a code, and they can just enter in the code, and it'll print a label right there at the kiosk for a children's ministry. And so that's one example of something that we've taken basically from Fluro and built into Subsplash app platform, ultimately to make it a better user experience for your members, right? So families that are coming to the church for the first time, checking in their children, we want that to be seamless, so we create a really simple user experience that is built directly into the app side of the platform. So just making that really simple. Awesome. Another part of this is groups. So essentially what we've done is we've taken messaging in groups and tied them together. Now you're probably thinking of like, okay, so groups with Fluro, are those going to fully integrate with groups with Subsplash? The answer is no, not right now. Much like event registration and child check-in, we're going to be building this seamlessly into the Subsplash app platform, right? Taking the tools from Fluro, integrating them fully, building into the Subsplash app platform. So you can have all your, basically, your groups, and you can list those essentially in your app and on your website and make them discoverable. So you have all your, available channels that people can jump into and join and chat. And so once they're a part of a group, making it just a seamless communication tool for the people in these channels to be able to communicate and have conversation, request prayer, share sermons, share scripture, all in one central place. And again, this is built into the app, and they're using their app profiles. This is branded to your church. So again, just making it a better user experience for your church members to be able to access that content. So those are some of the things on the Subsplash app platform side. As I jump over to Subsplash management, actually before I do that, I'm going to jump back into the people section. People is one of the first things that we actually did fully integrate with Subsplash and Fluro. So essentially, you have your list of people, and this is a test account, so there's a bunch of not really good data, just a lot of test data, but you'll have your list of people and your contacts. Now, one really cool thing about Subsplash One, if you're using Subsplash One, is when people go in and they interact with the app, say they sign up for an event, or they join a messaging channel, or they create an app profile, essentially what this is going to do is it's going to create people data that will publish into the Subsplash app platform as well as management. So that part of Subsplash and Fluro is integrated, whereas a person in Subsplash app platform, right, their app profile, etc., their messaging profile, that's all fully synced up and shimmed with the Fluro side of the dashboard. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to essentially show you Fluro Lite. So if you're moving a church from legacy Fluro over to Subsplash One, first of all, I know legacy Fluro has been buggy. It's what you mentioned on a phone call earlier, and you asked about kind of what our plan is for developing that side of the platform. We're not going to be developing Fluro Legacy, but we are going to be developing Subsplash app platform and pulling Fluro into it, right? So this is Fluro Lite. So if you are signing up for Subsplash One, essentially this is what you're going to have access to. So you're going to notice that it looks a little different, first of all, and there's probably less content published here than what you have in Fluro Legacy. So a couple of those things would be like your lead app, the Pulse app, maybe content like photos, Fluro Finance if you're using that, processes. These are just a couple things that are not included in Fluro Lite. And so what I'll do is I'll kind of walk through what is included so you can get a good feel for what it looks like with Fluro Lite on Subsplash One. Again, everything that we're building, we believe long term is going to be a better user experience for churches that use our platform as an all-in-one suite. Okay, so the first thing that I'll walk through is the people side. So you have essentially your contacts, groups and teams, households, users. This is all the same, access passes, being able to customize groups and teams and your contact lists and households. This is all still within Fluro Lite. So you can kind of see some of this is probably looking really familiar, right? If I open up an individual contact, this again, probably looking pretty familiar. And these basic details are going to be, again, fully synced with their app profile. So if Paul were to go into his app profile, and if he were to change his number or his contact, what it's going to actually do is it's going to change cross-platform. So on the back end, it'll change as well. And so as well as Subsplash app platform. And then you'll be able to see, again, households, the same, groups and teams, and the ability to add and customize the activity timeline section, as well as, all the details there. Minus transactions. This isn't something that is built out, but notes and everything else is trackable on the profile side. You can also see the same abilities to post a note, send a text, send a mail out. These functions are still available for international churches on Fluro Lite. Awesome. So that's the people and the contact side. I'm going to move over to events so you can see what this looks like. And so much of this probably looks pretty familiar on the event side. The key functions, having that multi-planner, event metrics, still all the same ability to create access passes and mark attendance and do all that. But one of the things that we did build in that's really cool is that when you send a invitation to serve, essentially you can send that invitation directly to people's app profiles as well as their email. So if I were to pull up my app profile here, you'll see I have one new request to serve, and I can accept that request, and it will reflect on the back end. So bringing that together of coordinating volunteers, sending those invitations, and having that synced with your branded mobile app is a big upgrade and difference on our platform there as well. So all this probably looks very familiar. And same for volunteers is basically, building out, your teams, your, event plans, positions, and all of that. Still the ability to integrate with song select and upload song charts and all that. Just not the ability to upload photo content in that kind of section of Fluro Legacy. So check-ins, this is being fully migrated over to the Subsplash app platform, which we talked about. I'll send you a video of our child check-in, currently what that looks like. Forms is integrated with our website builder now, which is cool. So we've integrated that into that part of our platform, and then of course you can seamlessly plug these into your branded mobile app. And so if I were to look at a Connect card here, this would be kind of what a Connect card would look like if you were to use the website builder, and then I'll show you what a form linked internally would look like using the Fluro form builder. And so you can see there that Fluro forum, LinkedIn. Either way, you can go whichever route's best for you. The form builder has much of the same functionality that you're used to there, and a lot of the same functions. All right. And then, of course, mailouts, mailing lists, RSVP emails, texting. A lot of this is the same, within Subsplash as it is in Fluro Legacy. Awesome. And then the ability to assign, different users and access passes and all that. So hopefully that gives you a good run through of Fluro Lite and the differences there. Probably losing some functionality from Fluro Legacy, but definitely you won't be experiencing the buggy nature maybe that you are right now, just because we've been focusing on developing Subsplash One into one inclusive platform to bring all these tools into one system natively. And so let's talk about pricing. The way that we structure Subsplash One pricing is based off of congregation size. So you can see some different tiers here. We do have different discounts available for smaller churches as well. So churches smaller than 250. And I can share some more details there as well, but it's based off of basically congregation size. So you can see here the different tiers. For your case, in churches in Australia or any church overseas gets this exclusive discount, which is basically because you're unable to use live streaming in real time and Subsplash Giving. We do discount our platform for international churches there. So you can see these up to 250, 1,500, 250. These numbers, what they represent is your average Sunday attendance. Okay, so a church that's, between 500 and 1,000 people that attend on, a weekend to your church or a church, at the discounted rate is $577.59 per month, and so on, based off of the different size of church. So a church of 250 doesn't need as much capacity and things like media storage and text quantities and stuff like that. So we tier the quantity based off of church size so that a smaller church isn't having to pay the same amount as a church that is larger. So these exclusive prices essentially would be the rates for any ministry that is wanting to move from Fluro Legacy over to Subsplash One. And as I mentioned earlier, there are some additional discounts available for smaller churches under 250, or I would say under 100. Between 100 and 250 is still going to get this price point. Under 100, there's some special pricing available for smaller churches. I will say that there are opportunities for additional discounts upon sale seasons, and or if budget is needing a little bit of support there, it can always negotiate on some of these and discount a little more than the exclusive rate shows. So when it comes to moving from Legacy Fluro over to Subsplash One, there isn't a really seamless way to do this. The process and what that looks like essentially would be to export people data into a CSV file from Fluro Legacy and import that people data into Subsplash One, or essentially Fluro Lite. Okay, so it would essentially be the same process as if you were using a system like Planning Center and moving over to Fluro Lite, as opposed to being Fluro Legacy and moving over to Fluro, like, because technically it is a different system, and so it just requires that export of people data into a CSV and an import into Subsplash One. Now, what I will say is that we have a lot more support available on Subsplash One than what you're experiencing with legacy Fluro, and a much more seamless system. And that's especially friendly for the user when it comes to like having everything built into the app and all that. And so what that process looks like is you have basically an onboarding specialist once you start with Subsplash One that helps you, one, get your app live, and two, get on track to prepare for your people import from Fluro Legacy over to Subsplash One. And then you'll have an account manager that's assigned to your church that helps you with strategy, and we'll connect with you every quarter just to check in and support your platform. As well as platform support, you'll have a team that's available for you on all the different parts of our platform when it comes to Subsplash. So I am hoping that this video is helpful, and that it basically covers the needs of your meeting today. And send me an email. We can always connect, put some more time on the calendar to talk through some of these things in more detail. But I hope this is a good start.